So in a quick fire, what's going on around the world section? So the 1619 Project, which alleged that USA is racist to the core. In fact, it was founded and shaped only by racism. I pledge allegiance to the KKK. That's it. None of your inventions in science and striving and stuff. Even though this has been widely discredited and shown to be purposefully, factually incorrect in many parts, just to push an ideology over truth. And just let me say, black historians, just in case you thought it was a bunch of white people saying it wasn't true. Yeah, black ones too. All right, calm down. Don't start tweeting. With them even suggesting that the founding fathers were racist to the core, including Abraham Lincoln. Saying that all this racism has to be fixed with anti-racism, which is basically just racism all over again with extra resentment. Trying to suggest that America was created when the slaves first landed on the continent. Well, except for the slaves that the natives already had. With then not realizing that the number of slaves sold into slavery equals 85 to 95%, where those caught in nets, scrambling around the jungles of Africa, equals anywhere from 15 to as low as 4%. With the lower figure most likely being correct. These figures coming from Cornel West, the crazy one. So take them up with him and those black slave owners in Africa, not me. So Ted Wheeler begs for help to stop BLM, Antifa and the riots after supporting them for a year. Taking a knee in solidarity and releasing criminals. Handcuffing the police and supporting the arson, looting and peaceful violent protests. All this before he was re-elected. But now he's back in power, he's shitting himself. And he has to find a way to close Pandora's box. The mob that he once used as a weapon to bludgeon his political rivals and the people of the city is now loose and uncontrollable. And it's all his responsibility. So there is fury over a decision to let transsexuals compete at the Tokyo Olympics in the weightlifting category. You know that one? That one. The one about strength. Yeah. With women being told to shh, be quiet, when they suggest that they will lose out to this gigantic humongous of a human being. Huh? Well, that seems fair, doesn't it? It's not shocking to anyone with bloody eyes. So there is something new to add to the Hunter Biden scandal. Of course there is, huh? Of course there is. And as many shenanigans, we now have a flirty text to an Asian American secretary talking about his very close friendship and partnership with the spy chief of China. I mean, he certainly is prolific in his debauchery, right? And she also sent research to him to help Biden win his election campaign in 2020, encouraging him to withdraw company funds from accounts before they were shut down. This company, where Joe Biden's partnered with the CEFC to create a new string of oil and gas projects in the Middle East in 2017, a deal that would generate millions of dollars. Now, this whole venture collapsed as Hunter Biden's friend, the spy chief, was convicted of bribery by the United States prosecution. And all this, and the filthy photos and legal deals and the Ukrainian and Chinese interests, and using his father as currency for political gain, and we know there will be more, was all found in his abandoned laptop. So who can't wait for the next thing to drop? And why do you think they're around Giuliani's house right now, eh? So COVID-19 death totals in the UK have been inflated by 23%, the Telegraph has revealed, with figures including those who died with the virus and not dying of the virus, as most suspected from the outset. But, it's nice to have, all our thoughts confirmed. Multiple lockdowns later. Meaning if Cousin Charlie died of an autoerotic asphyxiation with the sniffles, that went down as COVID. Just showing how desperate they were to keep us inside and divided and anxious and buying toothpaste and love eggs online. Mayor Bill de Blasio has decided to remove standardised testing or entrance exams for schools as he's come to the topsy-turvy conclusion that they're all just racist. Oh, God, what else is new, huh? What else is new? It seems the mayor's obsession with racial equity has a clear victim in all of this, and that's Asians. Well, and white people, but that's to be expected, huh? That's who they're targeting. prompting protests from Asians at the actual racism and inequality being instated at government level. And you don't want to piss off the Asians, okay? You understand? The mayor responded to this by saying that the changes will improve justice and fairness, treating Asians as substitute white people that they can't really yell at and know that they skew the whole systemic racism narrative. So Hong Kong phooey the bill. So the Taliban have launched a huge offensive after the US deadline for withdrawal from Afghanistan was delayed by Sleepy Joe Biden for the simple reason of optics, so that he can say that the 2,500 remaining troops will be removed on the significant date of September the 11th, because he's a prat, sparking fresh attacks by frustrated forces that expected a May the 1st withdrawal bartered under Trump. The spearhead of the attacks came at the Helmand base in the province, which was handed over to the ANA, Afghan National Army Force, who fought back the offensive over 2 days, killing 100 Taliban insurgents. So thanks, Magoo Joe, Sleepy Joe, Beijing Biden. Looks like we'll grow to love that smell of napalm in the morning. All over again. So Michael Barrymore will be back in court over the mysterious unsolved death at a party in his house in 2001 where no one was ever charged after a boy was found on a concoction of drugs and sustaining horrific injuries, including sexual assault, before he died. The British Campus Christmas 90s TV presenter Barrymore will have to face questions all over again about who killed Stuart Lubbock, in the pool, and with what. My money is on Professor Plum with the lead dildo. So in the UK, there has been elections on local levels showing Conservatives making many gains everywhere except for the little 2'5" social justice mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, who managed to slither his way back into office once again. Sadiq Khan supports the BLM and Antifa Kill the Bill riots, the tearing down of historic statues, the changing of names of train stations to those of woke names, loving the totalitarian lockdown measures. He's anti-Brexit, anti-democratic, anti-Britain, and anti-British culture, all while obfuscating the illegal immigration numbers pouring into the city, taking jobs from the poor and the minorities. The increasing frequency that terrorist attacks are happening, with people just being told it's just part of living in a big city. You know what I mean? Just deal with it. And the ever-growing violent crime numbers. That has put London's numbers above that of New York City, which has shocked most people, but apparently not enough. This making the city blossom like a shit-covered flower made of knives and acid, caring little for the poor, the escalating gang or black-on-black crime, and trying to leave the city just a little bit better than you found it. Yeah, he's not doing that. So more of the same then. Just keep banging your head against the wall made of crime while people recite the definition of insanity. Shame Lawrence Fox or Count Binface couldn't have had a crack at it, eh? And finally, Sheffield University in the arse end of the UK, a proper shithole, has declared that Charles Darwin is a racist, or was, and used his theory of natural selection to justify white male supremacy in their decolonisation curriculum lecturing handbook. Oh, God. I mean, how very boring these people are. Huh? I mean, they are brazen in their boringness, but they are boring. Even though it can historically be proven that the naturalist was pro-abolition, and has been documented that he wrote that slavery made his blood boil and that abolition was his sacred cause, as he referred to it. With academics calling the statements and the guidance by the university unhistorical, misleading, and authoritarian. The university wants to tackle racial injustice by reflecting on whiteness and Eurocentrism of their science, suggesting they drop the term founding fathers, idols, and geniuses to avoid hero worship of scientific figures. Yeah, it's better it be Cardi B, right? My whip, my whip, my whip, my whip. Saying that science is inherently white since the discipline was developed from the European scientific enlightenment. Showing that they've lost the plot and gone full racist. Full woke racist. These people are crazy. I mean, the virus is spreading far and fast, huh? And anyone with kids in this university, this madhouse, go get them out and save your bloody money before they turn into this.